is Sindy Mabe. I'm an anchor here at ENCA. Been in broadcasting, my goodness, I think over 2 decades. And I've just been so favored and blessed and grateful to be able to do what I love. Live television just makes my soul sing. It really is so fulfilling, rewarding, challenging, yes. The prospects of growth are phenomenal. You can literally become anything that you want to in your area of expertise. I've always had 2 dreams. I wanted to travel and see the world and then be on TV from as long as I can remember. So the aviation part was, as a 21-year-old, I applied at SAA, and at that time the country was transitioning from the apartheid system to democracy. So I was with SAA for at least 6 years, traveled the world, and then, as fate would have it, we were retrenched, and I thought, okay, let me pursue my broadcasting dream. And I drove to what was then SABC Northwest. I didn't know anybody there, and I just said, I'm going to drive 4 hours to go deliver my CV. I think that might have created an impression. And I got an audition, and that's how it started. A couple of months later, P4 Radio then shut down, literally. I mean, the whole place was discontinued, and Macintosh came to cover the story. And he asked me for a couple of questions, and I became the soundbite of the 7 o'clock news at the time. And by God's grace, I then got a call from the HR manager at the time and said, when are you in Joburg? And I said, I travel light, I'll be there in 2 days. And had my interview with the ETV and started working for, it was Morning Edition at the time. And then I came back to do Sunrise, and now I'm back. Some of my most memorable interviews that also taught me lessons, I think the one that stands out was with General Bantu Holomisa, whom emphasize the point of being prepared in interviews, because sometimes we just regurgitate what you've heard, and he really put me in my place and said, if you bothered to read our manifesto at the time when he was with the UDM, or they were contesting elections, and I've taken that to heart, in that you don't take anything for granted, you must prepare yourself. Dr. Matthews Poza, beg your pardon, when he was still Treasurer General of the ANC, we used to have a lot of those interviews. Former Mayor of Ekurhuleni, Mondli Gungubele, and even international artists, now that I think of it, just at the top of my head, Olita Adams, Joe Thomas, who else was there? The OJs, and the Commodores, many of those over the years. I do a humming exercise, and I try and quieten my mind, and with the training that you get over the years and experience, you just learn to focus, that again, to remember that it is about the viewer. The viewer is what we literally bow down to, and ensure that we never take the viewer for granted. So when you focus on the content and knowing that you are not the story, you are here as the person to deliver the story with the respect that the viewer had given you an opportunity to be in their presence. That's the one thing. But another ritual that I play, if you want to call it a ritual, in my head, is that the camera is the most fondest person in my life. In this case, it would be my parents. So when I see a camera, I'm essentially speaking to my parents, and I'm so excited, like, Daddy and Mommy, this is what I tell you about, but it's playing out in my head, and then the delivery then speaks to that vulnerability, the authenticity, and how you engage with the viewers as well. And that's where we ended at this moment. So thank you for watching. For myself and the technical crew, be abundantly blessed. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, there's more women even behind the scenes who are, technically inclined, and you are head and shoulder above many of your male counterparts, not to try and be sexist with the other gender, but women have really shown up and taken the baton and saying that we are equally capable. All we want is just for somebody to give you an opportunity, and while you're there, you will carry your own weight and you'd make sure that you deliver on what is expected. So what has changed for me is seeing especially younger women coming into the space and utilizing this as a springboard to greater opportunities as content creators or even owning production companies, and it can only get better from here.